Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from rSpace. Why do cheaters say they are truly sorry only after they break up and they are alone? I mean, my ex, who now lives in another city and is having a rough time after I found out she cheated, asked her to leave. Now she says she is really sorry for everything. But how am I supposed to take that? Is she truly sorry? Is she lying? Is she trying to manipulate me? She even sent me an old video of us. She never asked to help her or anything like that, but she told me she was having a hard time. I know, I don't have to waste time trying to figure out why she did it. Just move on. But I can't stop thinking about it. I don't want to go back. I want to be free from her. But I would like to know why. Sorry for spelling. Update. I asked her. She told me she felt no remorse and she doesn't regret it. And it's just something that happened. I read some of your answers, and a lot of them hit it in the spot. She is someone with a deep hole, running away and unable to feel something, justifying her actions, and feeling bad just because she regrets the consequences of her actions, and no regret cheated on me. I will move on. Thanks everyone. Your words help a lot. I cut all communication with her, and her blog too. Our first response comes from 19 Tired of It All. She's sorry she got caught. She's attempting to manipulate you to get you back. Next thought from Judgmental Panda. She could be genuinely sorry. She could only be regretful due to the grass not being greener on the other side. She also could just be hoovering. In my opinion, trying to answer the why is unproductive. The fact you are stuck thinking why should actually be used as evidence of why you shouldn't ask. Put bluntly, you don't trust her. Even if you were to ask her personally, you would never trust the answer. You will undoubtedly assume ulterior motives, as you should. So why go down the rabbit hole? It'll just prevent you from healing. Update. A few weeks ago, I made a post here asking for advice and was amazing the things I learned. It helped me to move forward, and I finally understand why she cheated on me. She is a narcissistic, only cares for herself, damaged from childhood, unable to feel anything. She doesn't have remorse, and unable to truly love. I really feel sorry for her as a human being. She may never recover. Her ego doesn't let her feel anything. And I realize that she never loved me. She is just someone who I loved unconditionally for 6 years. And that's it. I need to love myself from now on, get my crap together, and ask divinity for strength and keep moving. I am tired of feeling pain, and she don't deserve my time or my tears. Next time, my tears will be of happiness. Thanks to everyone here. Update. This is a super short version in the end if you don't like reading this much. Introduction. Hi, this is my third post here. If I am not wrong, you can look it up in my profile. Well, this will be my last post here, and the only reason for this is to help others who are in the same position as myself. Yes, you the reader. Help you because when I needed you, you were here for me. And this type of pain is something you cannot describe. No one deserves this pain, not even people who we can't stand or hate. Well, first a resume. I had, 29 male, a relationship of 6 years, ups and downs, with an ex-girlfriend, 30 female. In the last 2 years were horrendous. She changed her feelings, lied, treated me like garbage, and then I found out, November 2021, she cheated for months, since August of 2021, with someone else she met in the internet. After we break up, I started to understand what the F happened, because I didn't understand how it all went down. In my mind, I was in love with her, and I never thought she would do that. I started to go to therapy with a bunch of doctors, post here, read books, watch videos, and some people here suggested that she may be a narcissistic, and I was, what the F was that? I mean, I thought that narcissistic people were just something normal, like having pictures of yourself in your main screen on the phone, and that was it. But dear God, was I wrong. That's how my journey and understanding begun. First part. So I started to learn more about narcissistics, and I found out that actually a very tiny percent of people are truly or have a great deal of narcissistic tendencies. I learned that narcissistics are in the same level as psychopaths. I learned that they cannot feel love. I was shocked. I knew that psychos can't feel love, but they are truly evil. But I never thought narcissistic would too. Never thought that people like that would exist. Never thought I would spend 6 years with one of them. Well, reading about them and learning to identify red flags, she was almost in all of them. She did almost everything. I believe she is not a structural narcissistic. Cannot recover, never. But at least she is won by 80% at least. She may recover, but that's up to her, and this is not the main point of this. Some of the red flags were for you to recognize in my case. Love bombing at the beginning of the relationship, or at least in the first dates. Playing the victim of everything bad that happens. Not taking responsibility for her actions or the consequences. Having a lot of pictures of themselves, naked and with clothes. Never apologizing about the harm of others with or without intention. Lack of empathy on others. Criticize others' looks, actions, feelings without knowing them. Well, this is always bad even if you know that person. When having sex, asking to be in the sight of a mirror. For them you are like some tool to masturbate. Reacting bad when they have to apologize. Everybody is wrong in their eyes. The "what about me" responses when you are confronting their actions. They usually have depression with suicidal thoughts. It's never enough for them. They rarely are happy of how things are played. For them, it was not perfect. They stay almost all the time unhappy, and you try to make them feel happy, and that takes a great amount of your time and love. Whatever you do is never enough. They believe that they deserve everything great, never bad things. They believe to be some type of king profile. Scream and act as their true nature when their masks fall off, when you say no to what they want or need from them. Great fear of living alone and being left alone. Some of them had childhood traumas unsolved, raped, child abuse, parents' issues. Well, said that, these people need always a victim because they cannot live with themselves. That's the reason saying no makes them crazy. They need someone to feed on, take everything they cannot do by themselves, like love, self-love, time, problem-solving, money. Well, it turns out that they have a preferred type of victim, and that's highly sensitive person. You can look it up on the internet. I learned last week that I am a highly sensitive person. I didn't know in my 29 years. So I was there, taking all types of abuse. Always worry about her well-being, about having everything she always wanted. Defending her even against the state. I'm a lawyer. It took my time, love, and everything I had, and it was never enough for her. And that's where the last 2 years begins. All of this because I am very empathetic. Well, because I was a highly sensitive person, I didn't bother how she treated me, how she talked about the people I cared, how negative she was. I knew she was a depressive person, with traumas, and I blame it all on that. I wanted to be her savior, her Superman, but that failed so big. I laugh a little now. Then I learned that it was wrong to be a savior, because someone in that state can only be saved by herself, and took me a hard time when I learned that. In the last 2 years, I was not able to give everything she wanted. She wanted to move out, but I could not because I was on debt because of COVID. And I spent a lot of money on her health, beauty, housing, food, and she felt alone when she got COVID and I didn't. And we had to separate for 20 days. She wanted my family to change how they treated us. My family is not the best. I tried, but it didn't work. So she blamed me for that. And she was jealous of me for having girlfriends. My best friend is a girl. And she always thought I had something with her despite being married and living in another country. And despite of having all of my passwords, I had nothing to hide. But like I said, it's never enough for these type of people. So I started to get away from friends for her. Wasn't enough. And it reached the point where nothing was filling her anymore about me. So that's where she started to change her feelings, March of 2020. The worst about it was that she never told me about her change of feelings. When I asked her, she always lied. That's how I always believed she was still in love with me. Oh, that will land hard in the third part. Second part. Few more rocky months. And as far as I know, she started to cheat on me. I didn't know about it. She went to see a sister in another city, and that's how it happened. She cheated on me and lied to me about it. So months pass, and in November, she told me she feels something for somebody, out of nowhere for me. And she painted it like it was a crush like I have for Angelina Jolie. So I was okay with that. But one day, I see a Facebook post of her tagging him like something more of love. So I decided to check her phone. I felt bad, but had to know. And it was all there. It broke my heart. It took me 6 days reading it all. Because of the feelings I was going through, I felt betrayed by the one person I always believed to be the love of my life. I was taught that love must endure pain, but that's wrong. Pure love never has pain. Someone who truly loves you would never make you feel bad even without intention. Someone who truly loves you would never cheat on you. She destroyed me in every way possible. Sexually, social, family, emotional, economic. Well, I got COVID, and in December, I decided to break up and I moved out of my apartment until she finds some place to move and everything. But guess what? I go there to talk some things, and I caught her with this guy in our bed, our nest of love. That was it. I took the strength and took them out of my apartment and tell her to get out of my life. January 1st, 2022. And that's when I started to learn about narcissism, about highly sensitive people, and finally about self-love. Third part. After everything that happened with your help, therapy, videos and books, and internet, I finally started to understand why it happened. I have childhood traumas because of my lack of emotional attachment with my parents that made me thirsty for any sign of care or love. So I started to begging for a little love others gave me, like my ex, with her love bombing. So I tried to fill that lack of love. I'm a highly sensitive person. I developed an emotional codependency to her because that's how narcissistic works. They used that love bombing to make you codependent. I took the love she gave me and turned it in my head that she was the love of my life and that she is the reason I live. When things started not to go as she wanted, things started to crumble. She started to show her true face. When I told her no, or I told her it can't be done, or when I told her that were things out of my control, she started to feel that I was no longer loving her, and she started to look for someone else. She finds someone, and she didn't care about me or my feelings. I lacked of self-love, and I wanted to be her hero. When we broke up, I learned that for a healthy relationship, there is no codependency. There is no hurt feelings. Love must not endure bad things, and you must love yourself first. You must work on your traumas and be a healthy person for having a relationship. I am working on my self-love. I pray, go to therapy, read a lot. I do spirituality, buy things for myself. I go to eat alone and start to do things alone. Something that helped me, I had a near-death experience in December of 2021, and I was able to see my ex as her true self. Believe me, it was like seeing a monster, even though in that realm, I didn't want to leave her. That's an experience for another post. I am recovering, feeling happy again, taking back my life. Next time someone asks you what you love most, you better answer yourself. Final part. Well, said that, this is my personal experience and how it happened and why. I hope those of you that are in a similar position, hope this helps you understand and move forward. I know it's long, but it's my final post here. Thanks. Resume of the resume, mega short version. X is a narcissistic who took me as a victim. I am a highly sensitive person and lacked self-love. And when things didn't work out for her after 6 years, she cheated on me and everything exploded and I left her. I am recovering and I share this story to help others. Our first reactions from K-Sync, K-Sinlim. Nicely done. You just described my soon-to-be ex-wife to a T, minus the screaming. She replaced that with waterworks. It's incredible how everything comes to light once we really start unpacking everything in the aftermath. The OP responds, I am sorry about what you went through. It's hard and yeah, you learn a lot. I wish I knew this before, or at least I wish somebody taught me this. Like in school, I don't know. It would have saved me so much pain for both. I don't hate her, I actually feel bad for her. A being that can't feel love? I wish her the best and I hope she can recover from her narcissistic tendencies, but that's a long shot. But I do feel angry when I think of this. I'm working on that, and someday I will laugh at this. We deserve love, my friend, not pain. Hugs. Our next response is from Sometimes I Am Lost. This is very helpful, thank you. And of course, so sorry you had to go through this. I probably know the answer to this, but just so my brain can process how these people think. When you caught her cheating and kicked her out, what did she do? How did she act? I mean, was there any remorse or feeling of empathy? It boggles my mind how some people can just be so oblivious to the feelings of others. Like how their actions can just destroy people in situations. Any info, if you feel comfortable sharing, would be appreciated. I'm just trying to learn how to spot people like this. And again, sorry for you. Take care of yourself. The OP closes us out with one final thought. She just got angry, like I was the one doing wrong, because in her narcissistic mindset, I was supposed to let her be there. That's what she needed and she wanted. But I didn't comply. I told her to leave. She was furious, angry, because that's not the way I was supposed to do the things by her point of view. I just sit there in a corner crying while she grabbed some of her stuff. She still, in that moment, treated me like garbage. Didn't care about my feelings. And days later, we spoke by phone. She confessed that she had no remorse of what she did. She had regret, but no remorse. Remember, those are different. You regret actions, but remorse is what you feel when you have empathy for others. Narcissists can't feel remorse because they lack empathy. She said that was just something that just happened. She now hates me, even though I tried multiple times after that to change how things ended so we can have a normal and adult conversation. Man, that failed so great. I ended up crying more and she was furious. That's the reason that the only way to recover from a narcissist is contact zero.